I'm Michelle Ryder, editor of PrintIT Reseller magazine. I'm joined today by Hemel Thakrar, pre-sales manager at Kodak Alaris. Hemel, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Michelle. It's great to come here and have a chat with you.
So let's begin with Kodak Alaris has got a strong reseller network and strong relationships with many of the disties in the channel. How's business in the channel currently? And I suppose, where do you see opportunities for mutual growth?
So it's really good with the channel network because our partners have the whole portfolio of Kodak products available to them. So while some of them may just concentrate on certain areas of that product, we're seeing a lot more growth with partners that may only sell hardware to then move on to start selling our software solutions as well. And that's been it's a really big growth area for us over the past year. And
digital transformation, of course, is accelerating. It has been since the pandemic. So presumably that's resulting in new wins for you and your partner base.
Absolutely, and that goes back to the portfolio itself with so many products available. The largest range of scanners available on the marketplace, document scanners that is, and the software solutions that we provide as well. And along with that, it's the services that we can provide. So we have our own field engineers providing on-site service for those products, as well as our own call centre here in the UK, and our own professional services team as well.
And that professional services team, of course, can support channel partners they engage with them and help them roll out more complex projects that perhaps might be outside of their skill set.
Absolutely, yes. So, I mean, we like to encourage partners to take on delivering the solutions themselves, but a lot of them just like us to do it for them, and they will deal directly with their own customers.
I think it's fair to say that the past year has been a challenging one for the scanner market, but Kodak Alaris seems to have bucked the trend. What's the secret to your success?
That's a good question. Hard work. No, it's been a real team effort. And again, that goes down to we don't just rely on hardware sales. With the Kodak Alaris, we've got this large portfolio of solutions as well. So when it comes to customers wanting to do a tech refresh, they might be keeping their scanners for a bit longer because they might not have the money to replace them. But we can work with that, and with the solutions we offer as well, we can offer more services and more features in their whole overall solution to get them where they need to be at the current time.
So that sounds interesting. So by working with you, adding some complementary software solutions, a little bit of professional services and support, end customers can sweat their assets for longer, really.
Correct, yes. Just this morning I was speaking to a customer who's had a document scanner for 15 years. So it's not a reliability issue, it's just keeping up with the modern technology and obviously operating systems and things like that. You know, older scanners will stop working on newer operating systems, so that's when they really do need to replace the scanners. So not having to rely on hardware sales, that recurring revenue, has really been good for us because we've got other areas that can bring us income and help us achieve our goals for this year.
And from a partner's perspective, I would imagine that the ability to enable their customers not to just have to keep reinvesting in new hardware, but to boost what they've got and improve what they've got, builds customer loyalty and long-term can help them improve on their own business success and retain that customer for longer.
Absolutely. I mean, if you just say to a customer, well, you don't have to spend so much because, you know, we can retain what you've got already in terms of the hardware. You've made that investment, and maybe we can look at adding some more solutions around the software side to meet their requirements.
So it's good, and it's also in terms of the sustainability issue.
Exactly. Yes.
It's not about just rip out and replace. It's enhancing and boosting and augmenting what
I mean, if you put together a well-documented return on investment for a customer, they can get approval a lot easier when they can see that they're going to be saving money in the long term, and that's how we can win more deals just through our software solutions.
Talking about the scanners from Kodak Alaris, you've just launched a brand new range, the S5000 series. What are the key highlights of that new range?
Oh, well, there's so many. Yeah, so there's 3 scanners in the S5000 range. There's one that's 160 pages per minute, one that's 180 pages per minute, and another one that's 210 pages per minute. But we tried to harmonise the features of the scanner so that they all have the same features, they just have different speeds. So I'll talk about some of the features. So one of the main features that some of our existing 5000 series scanners customers would notice is a large operator control panel on the front of the scanner. It's 9.3 inches, so it's very large, and that incorporates a touch screen, a colour touch screen, high contrast, which is about 7.5 inches, so it looks like a large tablet on the front of the scanner.
So it's akin to what MFPs have, isn't it? They have these large, almost iPad-sized colour touchscreens.
Correct, yes. And we've also put sorting capabilities in all 3 models. So you can outsort documents to 2 different pockets. And you can do sorting based on the type of document. Maybe you want to outsort something that's got a barcode on it to a separate tray, or something that's smaller in size, like a check or an envelope, and things like that. As well as that, we've also included different connectivity types. So along with being USB 3, we've also made it network capable as well. So you can connect this high volume scanner to your Ethernet network.
And does that presumably make the operator's life more efficient, helps them to do more faster?
Correct, yes. So a lot of the features in the new S5000 series are all around making it life easier for the operators. Some other features we've got, because we've introduced a feed shelf where you can optionally do what they call prep and scan at the scanner. So traditionally, if you've got a high volume scanner, you would do all of the document prep work away from the scanner, removing staples, inserting separator sheets and so on, and then you'd bring this big stack to the scanner and feed it all in one go. Because it's a high-speed scanner, it will get through it very quickly. But some customers like to do what we call prep and scan, where they open up folders at the scanner, remove staples at the scanner, and they're manually putting pages into the scanner, and they go through individually. So a lot of customers like to do this, so we've introduced a shelf that you can have at the front of the scanner where you can do this prep work, and it makes life a lot easier for them.
So it seems that you've invested a lot of time and thought into how can we make work easier for customers, because this S5000 series is presumably for high volume production environments.
It is, correctly. And we talk about high volume production environments where customers just want to scan a large volume of work, but there are also customers that need to scan smaller volumes of work but need to scan it quickly. It needs to get into their line of business applications almost instantaneously, so that they can work on those documents without any delay, so they don't have to wait for maybe something was scanned at the end of the day. It can't be worked on until the next day. If it's scanned immediately and it's into their system quickly, they can start working on it.
Yeah, so I suppose batch scanning houses, that outsource scanning shops that do bulk scanning for customers, fantastic for them, because they can put huge big batches through and it'll just power through 180 pages a minute. But you've mentioned businesses that perhaps need to scan on the fly, on the go, as documents come into an organisation. So that could be in a mailroom, for example, incoming invoices if they're sent physical rather than digital. So they can do that on the fly. Those documents are then input into line of business systems. They can be worked on, they're actionable, that information is readily available and ready to be acted on, rather than the traditional method of, well, we'll scan once a day at the end of every day, or first thing in the morning, we'll scan the previous day's stuff.
Yes. And another feature, which I haven't mentioned yet, is FADGI on the scanners. All 3 models will have FADGI capabilities.
So what's FADGI? Isn't that something to do with the US market?
It is a US initiative, so it's the Federal Authority's digital governance initiative on archival documents. So documents that are going to be archived for the long term need to represent exactly the same structure as the original. And it's made up of 8 different elements, and I'll talk about some of them now. Size is an important one. So, for example, if you're scanning a technical drawing, and that technical drawing is to scale, you need to ensure that the digital image has the same scaling as the original. Another more important one is colour and tonal and illuminescence on the actual scanned page. So if you scan something that's red and then reprint it and it comes out pink, that hasn't represented the original document. So another initiative is to make sure that all of the colours and the brightness and the contrast and the tones within the original document are represented in that digital image.
So whilst it's a requirement for US federal bodies, organisations, that technology has a value add for customers of all sectors and all sizes, because the document scanned is a true representation of the original. Perhaps in the legal sector, for example, that could be quite pertinent if it's old historical documents, lease agreements or legal contracts from days gone by.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been discussing a lot with National Archives as well. So because I cover the whole of Northern Europe, we speak to all of the National Archives in all of the individual countries, and they really like the fact that these new scanners will be FADGI compliant, because they're looking for that true representation of the original.
So Hemel, you've mentioned that Kodak Alaris isn't just a hardware company. You obviously provide software solutions. You've referenced those. I spoke with Robbie Trower probably 12 months ago about Info Input solution, your intelligent document processing solution in particular. But since that conversation, there's been several enhancements to Info Input, in particular leveraging generative AI. Perhaps you could tell me a little bit more about how that's integrated into the solution now.
Yeah, this technology moves so fast, it's really hard to keep up with all of the new AI features available in the cloud. So the Kodak Info Input solution is what we call an open source solution. So it can talk to various AI engines in the cloud or even on-premise as well. And what these AI engines can do are vastly increasing in features on a weekly basis. So for example, we can now integrate with AWS queries and AWS Bedrock. These are 2 features from Amazon. And just to give you an example of what AWS queries can do, you can scan documents and you can query them, like ask them a real question. So you can then understand the sentiment of the document you're receiving. So if you're an organisation where you're running a customer services help desk, you receive a lot of documentation either via mail or via email, because Info Input can work with email as well as paper-based documents. It can scan through those documents and then understand the sentiment of the person that's written the letter. And then you can then make a decision on where that should go. You know, if it's a change of address, it's quite simple. It goes to a certain area where they do the change of address. But if it's a complaint, it might go to a different area in customer services. So having that automatic understanding and the feeling of sentiment of a document, it helps route the document a lot quicker.
It's quite interesting, that, isn't it? We've talked a lot about AI over the past few days and how it's used in so many different applications and how clever it is. It's still a learning curve for me. It's new to me. I'm not obviously living and eating and sleeping it every single day, but I find it fascinating how you can use it in your products to make things just work better and work faster. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, another feature that an AI engine is capable of is Microsoft Vision AI. They've got a summaries option as well. So, for example, you can scan a 100-page legal contract and the AI engine can automatically give you a summary of all of the important points within that contract. So if you're a legal firm and you pay fee earners to do these summaries for you, they've got to read through these contracts, create bullet points of all the important summaries. Having an engine do that for you automatically saves a lot of time.
And obviously that's applicable in lots and lots of different sectors. There's probably a lot of mileage to be got out of that for all businesses.
Correct. Yes, and another engine we're integrating with is Google. We were already integrated with Google, but Google are introducing Gemini. So with Google Gemini, you can have Gemini on your phone as well. It's great. It can do so many things. But once Info Input integrates with that, we can then get that to do some clever AI features as well.
So Hemel, it sounds like it's been a busy year for you at Kodak Alaris. Been really interesting to hear about AI and how you're leveraging that. And it sounds like there's a lot more to come on that front as well in the future. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the launch of the new S5000, we'd like to get people to see it. So we're going to be hosting open days at the Kodak Alaris offices in Hemel Hempstead. And we're also going to have events throughout the year where we can take it to different areas of the country and have partners and customers come and see the scanner and test it, bring their own documents, and see all of the benefits that it can offer.
That sounds interesting. A try before you buy. I'm sure many of your partners will be happy to take you up on that opportunity.
Yes, hopefully.
Thank you so much for sharing everything, for taking the time to talk to me today. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to catching up soon.
Thank you, Michelle. Lovely to meet you.